Anna from Germany. Hi, welcome. Don't hesitate to do as Hannah to tell us where you are listening us, where you are watching us. And we are going to start just like in 1 second. I think that actually we are live. Hi, Cyrene from France. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are all safe into this Omicron matter wave. I don't know which wave is it. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I don't know. So yeah, hope you are all safe with your family also. We need just to wait a few seconds so that we are able to start. So yeah, Anna, we are also super excited to see you with us. So thank you so much. I think that we are all set. So welcome again for this Revelation webinar. I'm Seynabou Thiam. I am WIA54 Manager. I'm also working on other Women in Africa program. And today I'm very excited and so happy to host this webinar with a special partner, Stop Hunger. So you know that WIA and Stop Hunger is a long history since the beginning and until today. So 5 years of a strong and committed partnership, a committed partnership because the sponsorship you are doing and the action spirit to your collaborators who have been involved in several action in activity to support women entrepreneurs. And for example, during the selection jury, to coach also the entrepreneur, to do some training courses, and also the special support for the relation and furthermore, so also the mentoring program where we have a lot of Stop Hunger mentor to support our women entrepreneurs. So thank you so much for all these support, this committed support. And I'm happy to host today Mouna Daoudi, President of Stop Hunger, and also Nathalie Brindeau, Europe Director for Stop Hunger, and also our Revelation that we are going to showcase and present to you, and also present all the incredible work they are doing on the field. So thank you so much, and welcome Mouna, welcome Nathalie.
Thank you, Seynabou.
Welcome also to all our Revelation. And before we start, I want to have a quick conversation with you, Mouna. So tell us a little bit more about Stop Hunger, who is behind it, and what is your mission at Stop Hunger?
Okay, thank you, Seynabou. Hello, all of us. Stop Hunger is a global nonprofit network working towards a hunger-free world for over 25 years with the support of our founding partner, which is Sodexo. And for those who don't know Sodexo, it is the global leader in services that improve quality of life through 3 main activities. The first one is on-site food and facilities management services, benefits and reward services, and finally personal and home services. And Stop Hunger story began in 1996 with a charitable initiative by Sodexo employees in the United States. And today we have grown into a global nonprofit network covering 54 countries. And we are the unique philanthropy cause of Sodexo. At Stop Hunger, we believe that a hunger-free world will not come just from feeding people in need, but it will come by supporting programs that help the most vulnerable communities emerge from poverty and food insecurity. That's why, as an essential part of our mission, we have chosen to make it our priority to support and to empower the most vulnerable women in their path to a better life. Food security, food is fundamental human right, yet Unfortunately, more than 820 million people around the world still go hungry, which represents more than 10% of the global population, including more than 250 million Africans. Well, as you can see, those figures are just unbearable. And today, more than ever, our action is crucial. So our partnership with WIA strengthens the purpose of our mission, and we are glad to join this webinar today, and we are glad to have a partner a great partner as WIA is. So thank you, Seynabou, for giving us this opportunity to join the webinar.
Thank you, you too, for supporting women in Africa since the beginning. You know, it's a very complicated for a foundation to have, you know, to have a partner that trusts them at the beginning, because, you know, the visions and also the mission is just something, a dream that we all believe in, and you believe in us since the beginning. So thank you so much for that. And we see that you are very involved in fighting hunger, and also to support also food accessibility and also women economic empowerment in Africa. So what is the role you think of women in fighting hunger? Why does Stop Hunger support women in Africa, and also all these entrepreneurs and the revelation we have today?
Excellent question, Seynabou. Let me answer that one. I'll put my women empowerment hat on today. You know,
and I know it's a very wonderful hat.
Nathalie. No, but you know, we tend to be the first victims. When there's a crisis, women are the ones who bear the load. Mothers will easily sacrifice themselves, eat less so that they can feed their families, feed their children and their husband. When you have kids and you have a sister and a brother going to school, well, the sister is going to be the first one pulled out of school if you can't send both to school anymore. Often women are not given the same access to land, the same access to ownership of land, the same access to getting a loan so they can rent a piece of land to grow vegetables and food. And at the same time, those are the women who tend to invest 90% of their revenue when they earn something. They will invest it in their families. They will invest it in their communities directly. So actually investing in women is the best way to make sure you invest in fighting hunger around the world. According to FIO, by eradicating inequalities between men and women and giving them access to the same productive means, you could actually reduce hunger by 12 to 17%. You could feed 150 million more people around the world. So if that's not enough to convince you that we need to invest in women, I don't know what is, but we are convinced that in Africa, we can eliminate hunger by giving women the same access to resources as men, you know, the same education, the same training, the same access to funds and to markets, the same access to owning lands. So for us, encouraging women in agriculture is a sure way to drive agriculture, but also just global economies forward, and to make sure that we can really fight hunger. I'm convinced that women are the ones who are going to pull pull Africa out of poverty and bring, you know, represent really the future for Africa. And why women in Africa? Why WIA54? As you said from the beginning, I think there was a common want and will to support women entrepreneurs because they're the ones who are making a difference. And again, this year you identified hundreds of amazing women in Africa that were working hard to create and grow businesses and create opportunities for work, but also giving training to women to be able to grow a piece of land in a more sustainable way and allowing them to feed their families, but also earn a revenue and make a difference around them. So by creating jobs, they are fighting against hunger. So I think that's where the link is between WIA54 supporting women entrepreneurs and us doing everything we can to fight hunger.
Yeah, definitely, Nathalie. And I think that we all know that we all agree today that fighting hunger is not a matter of giving to feeding people. It's also giving people the tools and also giving them the resources, the knowledge that they need so that they can also be empowered and also find their own solution in a sustainable way. And I think that also all those people listening to us from Kenya, Togo, Botswana, I see that in Senegal, in Mauritania. Thank you so much for joining us also. I also okay, and I also agree with you with this also strategy and also the way that the way that you are achieving this vision. And today we are going also to give you a real illustration and example success stories of women entrepreneurship who are doing with the resources they got, with also all the ecosystem and the community, incredible work. And that's why also there are revelation to us for women WIA54 in agriculture, especially this sector you are supporting. And I'm very delighted to introduce our first revelation, our agriculture revelation, Wiatta. And I'm also, I also know that Nathalie, you are very excited to present us Wiatta so that we are getting to know her better and see the wonderful work she is doing with AquaFarm.
Yes, definitely. Wiatta, I was very impressed with reading the application you submitted. And it's true, Seynabou, that when we read through all these applications, there were hundreds of really interesting projects to support. It was very hard to choose, but let me tell you a little bit about Wiatta Thomas. So Wiatta Thomas, you are a youth employment and entrepreneurship expert with 10 years of experience of building entrepreneurial systems, ecosystems in Western Africa. Obviously, you're here because you pioneered the AquaFarms Africa company. It's an agri-tech company combining both the aquaponic techniques with social franchising, and you've decided to grow vegetables in a niche production for high-end markets. It's such an interesting project with a lot of social value in it, which is what I really liked about it. So happy to see you win this Agriculture Revelation title. Quite impressed with what you've done. And before I ask you to talk about AquaFarm and present AquaFarm to all those on the call today, can I ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us your story, who you are, and why did you decide to launch a business in Guinea?
Yes, thank you so much, Nathalie. So I am originally Liberian. My family's Liberian. I was the first in my family born in America. And I grew up in the States during the Civil War in Liberia and Sierra Leone. And I've always had a very, very deep connection and deep passion for going back home and doing whatever I can to support the development of and the advancement of the continent. My mom has always said that my heart was buried in West Africa. And so in 2011, I moved to Guinea as a Peace Corps volunteer. And I wanted to be in a French-speaking country so that I could learn French and be able to go in between French and English-speaking countries. And I really, really was passionate about economic development because I really believed that economic development is the basis of African autonomy. And so I went as a community economic development volunteer. And during my time in Peace Corps, I launched with several of my colleagues a business incubator called Dare to Innovate. And the whole idea behind Dare to Innovate is that if 65% of the population is unemployed youth, and they're the largest portion of the population, then we need to support youth to launch businesses that can create jobs and boost the economy. And so we found that the entrepreneurial ecosystem is completely underdeveloped. And so they don't have the support, women and youth don't have the support or the resources they need to launch businesses. And so I spent 10 years, like you said, the last 10 years in Guinea, really supporting and pushing women's entrepreneurship and young youth entrepreneurship. And so Guinea has been my home. I've been adopted by Guineans, and I really believe that what AquaFarms Africa does. I know I'm going to talk about it later, but we really leverage group economy and community, and sharing resources in order to reach higher value markets. And
well, you're going to have to go ahead and tell us a little bit more about AquaFarm. I can see you're wanting to go there. Tell us about AquaFarm. Tell us, what are you producing? How are you producing it? What is it?
Right. So the whole concept about AquaFarms Africa came in 2015. I launched with Dare to Innovate, an agribusiness incubator, and focused completely on agriculture because Guinea has 4 natural regions that have really the ability to grow anything. And there's this huge opportunity to create jobs in agriculture. But I soon found that it's very difficult for youth and women to launch agricultural businesses because of the expense of owning your entire value chain from seeds, research, all the way to the market. Logistics, it's very difficult to do it by yourself, especially as a startup, especially as a young person. And so I adapted the concept of social franchising to fit this issue. We started an agri-hub, and the idea behind it was that we can train young people to do what they do best, which is really the production, while we can share land, water, energy, and give them access to markets, because I can go into doors or offices or appeal to markets that they can't necessarily. And so being that bridge between youth and women and these high value markets. So the idea, we have aquaponic systems. We started with aquaponics, and they're 12 by 12 systems, which have a controlled climate in the interior. And so we can grow products that are typically imported. So reducing importation keeps monies flowing in local economies and in the hands of women, which, as you said, Nathalie, is the best way to support communities, because women are going to invest in their communities more than men. Let's be honest, a million times more than men. And so we grow things like romaine lettuce, purple cabbage, strawberries, things that are typically imported and are of high value in the local market. And we've trained 30 young women to launch their own aquaponics franchise systems. Voila, there's one of our trainers training the women that are now going to be aquafarmers.
So what I'm seeing is super innovative. I mean, I'm very impressed, and that's what I really liked about the project when I read it. Is it's using new innovative technologies, but at the same time, you're going out and trying to train women and young people who would not normally have access to that technology. So I guess, how would you say AquaFarm is different from other businesses?
Right. So aquaponics has been around forever. Aquaponics is not a new technology. It may be a new technology to a lot of places in Africa. It's not very widely practiced. But what's different about us is the social franchising concept. And so we have shared pieces of land. You saw in the little PowerPoint that I had, our piece of land that we have graciously been given by, Vivendi, which is a French marketing company. And so they've supported us. We also provide water, energy, shared energy. We aggregate inputs so that they're of lower cost. We also provide logistics to the end buyer. We own the end buying partnership, so that we know that our young people are going to be, our aqua farmers are going to have an end market. And so in leveraging shared economy, we're able to reduce costs, and because of the technology, we're able to increase profits by using technology, using new technologies to the African context to produce products that are of really high value. So we're starting with aquaponics, but we actually have already designed a mushroom system, and we're also looking at snail farming as well. So we're going to apply the same concept to multiple value chains.
Okay, sounds like this is something that could expand across more than just one country. I mean, I know you were telling us the other day that it's not easy at the moment with COVID, and how are you, how are you surmounting that? How are you keeping going forward with those economical situations that are not that easy?
Yeah, it's been really difficult. We were hit really hard with COVID. We actually had a successful prototype, a successful launch in 2019, going into 2020, and then lost our funding partners just because of COVID. And so we've been spending the last year really focused on fundraising. And right now, actually, we're gearing up to send our new chief agricultural technician to the ground in Guinea, so that he can optimize our systems and so we can really get things running again. So it's been pretty hard during the pandemic, but we're really excited about what's coming up.
And just so it's clear to me, your market, your clients, who are they? Who are your?
So our clients, are high-end hotels, restaurants, supermarkets. So those that are typically importing these high-value products. Just to give you an example, in Guinea, red and yellow peppers are all imported, and they cost somewhere around $16 per kilo in the supermarket. That's incredible, value, and we can sell them, and we can produce them for around $1 to $2 a kilo, and we can sell them for half of that price, but still have really significant profit margins.
I see. So how does participating in WIA54 and winning this, agricultural revelation title, how is that going to help you? What do you expect of the program?
Well, I'm really excited to work with the mentors. As I said, we're in a difficult time right now, in transitioning out of, fundraising, and now going, really pushing to get our operations back up and running, and starting to expand and giving the women that we train their own franchises. So I'm really excited to work with the mentors to help us through this period. And I'm really hoping that the publicity, or just sharing our story, sharing what we're doing, will help us to raise funds as well. So yeah, I'm really hoping that the network of WIA and Stop Hunger will really help to get the word out there of what we're doing and the impact that we're having.
I do hope so too. I wish you all the best. I mean, again,
thank you.
Congratulations for winning this prize, and love what you're doing. So I do hope that today you'll be able to inspire other women around you, and maybe some sponsors will show up and knock on your door. And if we can help with experts and our network, well, I hope we can make the difference for you.
Thank you. I definitely
Congratulations, Wiatta. And Seynabou, I don't know, did you have one question for Wiatta, or?
No, just a reaction we are having actually in the chat from Serene. She's saying that she's in the founder of Next Protein, and she would love to be connected with you to see how they can partner with you in Tunisia also. And she's also she produced an alternative source of protein with insects. So this is also all the the DNA. WIA DNA to connect to people, and also this kind of webinar is also for us the opportunity to showcase you to the world, so that also we bring to all our network to you. So I will definitely connect you after this webinar.
Please. Yeah, I also,
Yeah.
sorry, I just wanted to add that we actually are one of the things we're going to be implementing as we're sending our chief agricultural technician to the ground is insect farming for our fish feed. So that's actually perfect, right on point.
Excellent.
So connection will be made definitely. And congratulations again, Wiatta, with AquaFarm, and for being also our agricultural revelation for the 2021 promotion. So thank you so much for being with us. I'm going actually now to switch in French because we are hosting just for this this part in French, and we will go back to English after with Doreen. So stay with us. Bonjour Naomi, je suis très contente aujourd'hui de t'accueillir. Tu es notre Gold Award. Alors le Gold Award pour Women in Africa, c'est un peu le coup de cœur. Et c'est vrai que le projet de Naomi nous a tout de suite, en tout cas, conquis par son histoire, par aussi les réalisations qu'elle a pu faire. Naomi, donc tu es en fait de Madagascar avec ton entreprise Pure Vanille, et après avoir étudié à l'étranger et essayé plusieurs secteurs d'activité, tu as choisi de poursuivre dans la vanille. Tu es profondément, ce choix-là, en fait, il était tout simplement évident parce que la vanille, en fait, est une histoire de famille chez vous et tu nous en parleras. Et pour toi aussi, c'était un nouvel engagement que tu voulais apporter pour créer en fait des revenus équitablement répartis pour les acteurs de cette chaîne de valeur de la vanille, qui est aussi un secteur, comment dire, porteur en termes d'économie pour Madagascar. Et on est très, très fiers aujourd'hui d'avoir une femme qui fait partie justement de ces entreprises qui sont leaders dans la vanille partout dans le monde. Et d'ailleurs, en préparant ce webinaire, tu venais de m'annoncer que tu avais réussi à décrocher un contrat avec la maison Ducasse, rien que ça. Donc vraiment, et pour moi, la phrase qui résume cette introduction pour Naomi, c'est vraiment du village à la maison Ducasse. Vraiment, c'est une belle histoire et aujourd'hui, on est très, très heureux et fiers de t'accueillir comme Gold Award, et je te laisse te présenter pour nous dire un peu plus qui est Naomi.
Bonjour tout le monde, donc moi je suis Naomi, je suis mère de 3 enfants adolescents, j'ai 43 ans, je suis la CEO de Pure Vanilla, une entreprise à taille humaine qui se trouve dans le nord de Madagascar, une petite ville qui s'appelle Sambave. Et je fais partie de la 3e génération maintenant dans la filière vanille. Donc la vanille, c'est la famille, je suis née dedans, tout le monde, toute ma famille font de la vanille. Donc
alors, justement, c'est une histoire de plusieurs générations, mais aussi c'est une histoire d'hommes, j'ai cru comprendre. Alors, comment aujourd'hui, en fait, tu as réussi, parce qu'on connaît aussi les sagas, on va dire, d'entreprises familiales, il y a des hauts et des bas, et je crois que justement, tu as récupéré cette entreprise quand elle était un peu, vraiment un peu bas, et où c'était dans de grandes difficultés. Comment tu as réussi justement à ressusciter cette affaire familiale et aussi à t'imposer dans ce milieu d'hommes, voilà, et aussi à embarquer toute la communauté, tout le village autour de ce projet?
Je n'ai toujours pas réussi, Seynabou, mais toujours un challenge tous les jours. C'est vrai que localement, Madagascar, je suis la seule femme vraiment qui exporte de la vanille un peu partout. Donc c'est un challenge tous les jours parce que on me regarde pas toujours comme une vraie professionnelle, malgré les efforts derrière et malgré tout ce que on apporte derrière. On nous regarde pas, on nous prend pas toujours au sérieux parce que pour le secteur, la vanille c'est un travail d'homme. Donc il y a que des hommes qui ont réussi dedans, il y a que les hommes qui peuvent le faire. Donc c'est un challenge tous les jours, mais comme tu viens de dire, donc la maison Ducasse a aussi voulu nous faire confiance, comme pas mal d'extracteurs un peu en Allemagne et aux États-Unis. Donc voilà.
Et justement, raconte-moi un peu cette histoire des États-Unis, parce que moi, je la connais et je la trouve juste formidable. Et c'est de là d'où tout a commencé, de là, en fait.
Tout a commencé de là. Donc, comme j'ai dit tout à l'heure, je viens d'un petit village, un tout petit village qui est dans le nord de Madagascar. Donc, on n'a pas vraiment accès à l'éducation. La barrière de langue est une très grande handicap, car la vanille ne se consomme pas à Madagascar, ça se consomme à l'extérieur. Donc, pour pouvoir vendre de la vanille, il faut parler anglais et français. Donc, mes parents ne parlent ni français ni anglais, ils parlent malgache et indien. Et pendant 2 générations, on est resté en tant qu'une toute petite ferme. Et quand je suis revenue de l'étranger et ma sœur a fini ses études, donc on s'est mis sur une table, on se dit, c'est pas durable. C'est vrai qu'ils gagnent de l'argent, on arrive à subvenir aux besoins de tout le monde, mais ça va pas aller loin. Donc on regarde autour de nous. Il y en a plusieurs qui ont exporté aux États-Unis. Donc là, je dis à ma sœur, je ne parle pas anglais. À l'époque, surtout, là, je comprends bien. Mais à l'époque, donc, je ne parle pas anglais. Ma sœur, elle parle anglais. Donc, je dis à ma sœur, ce n'est pas grave. Je vais partir quand même aux États-Unis avec le peu d'argent qu'on a. Je vais partir. Ce n'est pas grave si je ne parle pas anglais. Ils vont me comprendre. Donc, je pars aux États-Unis avec le peu d'argent qu'on avait. Et j'ai une copine qui me dit, Naomi, je t'accompagne pour faire interprète. Comme ça, tu pourras exprimer tout ce que tu voudras exposer aux extracteurs. Et moi, je connais les extracteurs, donc les noms. Donc, j'ai envoyé au moins 100 mails. Donc, j'ai eu 15 réponses qui ont bien voulu me recevoir. Et je pars aux États-Unis sans parler la langue. Donc, c'est la première fois, je ne suis jamais allée. Et arrivée aux États-Unis, les clients, ils ont compris parce qu'ils savent très bien qu'à Madagascar, d'ailleurs, ils savent que la plupart des gens à Sambave ne parlent pas anglais. Et eux, 80% de la production de la vanille mondiale vient de Madagascar. Donc là, ils me reçoivent et avec l'interprète. Donc, j'ai pu m'exprimer comme il fallait. Sur 15, 2 ont voulu me faire confiance par rapport à mon savoir-faire. Donc, l'aventure a commencé par là, par ces 2 extracteurs qui ont bien voulu nous donner leur confiance avec un petit quota pour commencer, pour savoir si vraiment on était professionnel, qu'on faisait bien ce qu'on disait. Donc,
et effectivement, là, c'est vraiment la preuve de croire en ce qu'on fait et vraiment
la confiance en soi. Voilà, la confiance en soi, malgré la différence. Donc, je n'ai pas parlé en anglais, je n'ai pas dit un mot. Je parlais en français, ma copine parlait en anglais. Et ils comprenaient. Donc, ça passait quand même par rapport à mon savoir-faire. Et
oui, c'est ça. Et finalement, ce qu'on retient aussi, c'est qu'au-delà de tous ces a priori, il est essentiel justement d'avoir l'expertise qui est attendue quand on est entrepreneur, surtout quand on est dans des domaines bien, spécifiques. Donc, et c'est ça qui construit justement la confiance et qui lève les barrières par rapport à justement le genre, les barrières de genre, les barrières de langue, etc. Et aujourd'hui, depuis cette aventure où vous avez pris le reste, les derniers sous qui restaient dans la trésorerie pour financer ce voyage, aux États-Unis. Aujourd'hui, est-ce que tu peux nous parler justement de quelle est la différence entre cette entreprise de tes parents et aujourd'hui, notamment en termes d'évolution de marché et de chiffre d'affaires? Parce que moi, j'étais juste bluffée aujourd'hui du petit pécule d'où vous êtes parti à le chiffre d'affaires actuel que vous faites. Est-ce que tu peux nous en parler et nous dire justement ce chiffre d'affaires-là?
Alors, avant mon départ aux États-Unis, donc on n'était que 2. Donc, mon bureau, c'était dans mon salon avec ma sœur. Et l'entrepôt, c'était le petit local de mes parents, qui était tout en bois, donc il n'avait vraiment pas de… Donc, ça a commencé comme ça. Donc, il n'y avait rien, on n'avait pas de structure, il y avait rien du tout. Et c'était parti comme ça. Et à partir de là où la confiance est installée vis-à-vis de nos acheteurs, les gens qui ont bien voulu nous donner leur confiance. Et là, on a commencé à avoir un petit bureau et on a commencé à exporter. Aujourd'hui, on est 25 femmes dans l'entreprise et avec zéro, on a essayé de faire des emprunts à la banque, ils nous ont dit non, personne ne nous a fait confiance. Aujourd'hui, on est à 7 millions de dollars de chiffre d'affaires. Wow. Avec un entrepôt de 1500 mètres carrés et avec qu'on vient d'inaugurer avec tout en énergie renouvelable.
Incroyable, incroyable. Vraiment, c'est une histoire, moi je dis à chaque fois que je l'entends, je veux la réentendre parce que c'est vraiment cette histoire de quelques milliers de dollars jusqu'à maintenant 7 millions de dollars de chiffre d'affaires avec des femmes sans emprunt, sans aucune aide. C'est juste incroyable le chemin parcouru.
Oui, beaucoup de sacrifices, beaucoup d'efforts et surtout, j'ai une équipe qui sont derrière moi et beaucoup de confiance. C'est beaucoup de confiance de mes partenaires, que ce soit aux États-Unis, que ce soit localement, parce que j'ai commencé, ça a vraiment démarré grâce aux partenaires, justement, les agriculteurs, les paysans qui travaillent avec nous, qui ont bien voulu nous donner leur confiance pour que je puisse vendre leurs marchandises et leur payer après. C'était comme ça.
Et aujourd'hui, justement, tu en parles, mais cette confiance, tu l'as construite aussi avec un engagement et une implication sur des actions sociales. Est-ce que tu peux nous en parler de l'engagement que tu as et que Pure Vanilla a auprès de ces communautés d'agriculteurs ruraux?
Alors, d'abord, j'ai commencé à partager mes acquis. J'ai aidé autant que j'ai pu. On a commencé à encourager les femmes, justement, des paysans à être indépendants, à se responsabiliser. On a aussi de travail décent, des salaires décents. Tout autour de moi, on n'a pas pensé à l'argent, on n'a pas gagné à l'argent au début, mais on a juste pensé à ce que tout le monde puisse vivre décemment. Donc, pour les écoles, on allait beaucoup en brousse pour justement auprès de nos partenaires paysans comme toute l'Afrique, Madagascar, c'est pareil. Donc, il n'y a pas de latrine, il n'y a pas de livres dans les écoles, il n'y a pas d'école. Donc, on a commencé avec nos fonds propres à faire des latrines, à purifier les eaux pour qu'ils puissent avoir une vie correcte. Et on a fait beaucoup dans ce genre. On allait souvent à faire tout simple, faire par semaine, jouer, apprendre les Legos aux enfants pour qu'ils se développent. On purifiait l'eau, on leur apprenait, on les éduquait. Donc, c'était parti comme ça. Et voilà, et la confiance s'est installée au fur et à mesure de ces impacts-là.
Et aujourd'hui, en fait, c'est aussi une manière, on va dire, durable et sustainable de construire justement son business et d'asseoir son business, surtout quand on travaille auprès des communautés, parce que cet engagement-là, ce give back, le fait de retourner aussi à ces agriculteurs qui font le succès aussi de Pure Vanilla, parce que c'est grâce à eux que aujourd'hui Pure Vanilla a des produits de qualité parce qu'ils ont justement réussi à élever leur niveau de vie et à pouvoir aussi donner accès à l'éducation à leurs enfants. Et ça, en termes aussi de confiance pour ces agriculteurs, c'est extrêmement important. Et je pense que d'ailleurs, pour les personnes qui nous écoutent et potentiellement les partenaires, c'est vraiment un beau projet à soutenir par rapport à cette implication sociale et à ce give back auprès des communautés. Et aujourd'hui, comment tu aperçois justement le futur? Tu nous as beaucoup parlé de ces freins en termes de crédibilité, etc. Et comment tu entrevois le futur et dans 5-10 ans de Pure Vanilla, comment tu rêves Pure Vanilla?
Je rêve Pure Vanilla d'être avec un partenaire, pas n'importe lequel, mais un partenaire responsable qui partage nos valeurs et nos visions, comme Lindt, Nestlé, les grosses entreprises qui ont des fortes valeurs et un support en sustainability. C'est le cœur de notre stratégie, c'est la sustainability. Donc aujourd'hui, on verrait, ce serait pérenne pour nous d'avoir une grosse entreprise responsable parce que voilà, c'est vraiment qui partagent nos valeurs.
Tout à fait. Donc, un accès au marché, mais pas n'importe quel marché, un marché international, mais avec des partenaires, effectivement, qui vont comprendre pourquoi, justement, vous vous impliquez, Pure Vanilla, en tout cas, au niveau social, sur ces questions qui sont cruciales d'éducation et aussi d'empowerment économique. Et donc, ça, c'est extrêmement important. Et je pense qu'aussi, c'est faire preuve aussi de courage de dire que je ne travaillerai qu'avec des entreprises qui partagent ma vision parce que c'est ce qu'il faut faire en fait. C'est juste faire ce qu'il faut faire. Et ça, en tout cas, on te félicite énormément, Naomi. Nous sommes extrêmement fiers de t'avoir comme Gold Award cette année. Nous ne regrettons absolument pas notre choix et je pense qu'il y a encore de très, très belles choses à venir pour toi, pour Pure Vanilla et pour toute ta communauté. Bravo et encore félicitations.
Merci, WIA, de nous faire briller, car ça nous a boosté avec ces temps difficiles. Ça nous a encore reboosté, ça nous a fait monter le moral d'avoir le Gold Award. Ça fait crier toute l'équipe, ça nous a remonté le moral. C'était pas facile ces 2 dernières années avec la pandémie.
Tout à fait, et c'est encore plus une raison de rester solidaire, de rester connecté, et nous ferons en tout cas encore tout notre possible pour continuer à connecter des femmes comme toi au reste du monde et à les faire briller. Merci beaucoup, Naomi. I will switch back in English with Mouna to introduce our Stop Hunger Special Prize, Doreen from Kenya. This year, we had the discussion at the beginning of the year with Nathalie and Mouna, to say that, yeah, Stop Hunger is not only about agriculture. It's to first it's to firstly fight hunger, and we want to be more engaged, more involved in these fights against hunger, and we want to also support more women entrepreneurs. And please let us and help us find women entrepreneurs who have a very deep involvement in fighting hunger, and that's what we did during this selection. And this year we did this innovation by giving this special prize, Stop Hunger, which is dedicated to women entrepreneurs who have a specific impact on fighting hunger. So I will leave Mouna the honor to present to you Doreen and also introduce her.
Thank
Doreen,
you,
I think that you can open your mic now.
Thank you, Seynabou. Let me introduce Doreen. So Doreen Irungu is our champion of women empowerment in Africa, and she's the founder of Ustawi Afrika. Doreen is graduate in women and leadership from the European University. She is an adult instructor as well as a coach at the Tony Elemelu Foundation. Doreen is also participant of the African Women Entrepreneurship Cooperative, and she's the finalist of She Inspires Award Global category. So Doreen, I'm so happy to introduce you to our audience so that you can present your engagement towards fighting hunger, towards empowering women in Kenya. And before knowing more about Ustawi Afrika, Doreen, can you tell us about yourself and about your own story? I don't know if Doreen hears us.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'm so privileged. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I'm so privileged to be welcomed by the Stop Hunger President. And thank you for this opportunity. My name is Doreen Irungu. I'm from Kenya. And Doreen is a champion of women empowerment, a community developer with a 14 years experience in community development and community engagement. I am a wife, I am a mother, and I'm so proud of that. I have done the courses on women and leadership from the University of Rosenberg. I've done education management from Kenya Education Management Institute. I've done community development from Moore University. I'm also a mentee at Sherry Breyer Foundation, and I'm so happy that my mentor from Sherry Breyer Foundation for Women is here with us. and I'm also a mentee at AWEC, that is Africa Women Cooperation Cohort 4. And I'm so happy also to introduce myself as a Laikipia chapter. I'm a daughter of both coffee farmers from rural areas, and growing up in rural areas, I was not exceptional. I faced challenges like any other child who has been brought up. I developed my interest in working with women because I saw all the challenges that my mother went through. And I wanted to change the lives of women, and I wanted to change the lifestyle of women who live in the rural areas.
Thank you, Doreen. And could you tell us about Ustawi? Who's Ustawi Afrika? Can you tell us some more about your activities?
Yes, back in 2007, that is helping women to get things like school fees, helping women to feed their children. We have done those projects in schools. We have done so many projects in matters of educating women, putting things in the right direction in the community. And I did that from 2007 up to 2017. And around 2017, I looked back at what we were doing at charity, or what we were doing at charity level, helping women, giving food, giving donations, giving aids. And I realized that we were far behind my expectation, and we were not doing anything that could benefit the community, because all we were doing was giving what we were receiving from the international organizations. All we were doing back then was giving what we were being given by other people in the community. And it was not causing any impact in the lives of women that were following us as an organization. It was not causing any impact in the lives of the children that we were educating, because by and by we realized that the young women that we were with were developing dependency mentality by and by, and they wanted more free goods. They wanted to be given more of school fees. They wanted to be given more of free food. And out of that, we looked back and we realized that, personally, I realized that we were heading to the very wrong direction as an organization, or as people helping people. And because what we were inspiring in the lives of women was not the right thing. It's like we were building these women to depend on other people. And in 2017, we formed a team that did a small research, and we wanted to know what women in rural areas were doing and what we could benefit, we could do to benefit their lives or to impact their lives. And we realized that women in the rural areas were missing the major things that they required, although they were all termed like they are farmers. Everybody could term these women like they are smallholder farmers, they do farming, but they had huge gaps. Like they didn't have anybody to give them the advice. There was not many back then in 2017, 2018. We didn't have organization that were giving them customized advice on the things they were planting or what they were doing with their farm. Yes, these women have huge farms. Some of them own acres and acres of land, but there was nothing productive that was coming out of their farms. And therefore, we formed a team, and we decided to change our name from our name and our mission from charity into agriculture, and we decided to put a class that we termed as mindset change class. Through this class, or through these sessions that we were having with community and women, we started a journey of knowing them, understanding them, and understanding what our women needed more and what the issues that they were facing in depth. During the journey of knowing our customer, we came up we came up with a record of several questions that all women in the rural areas keep asking. Where is the market? Even if we do commercial farming, where is the market? Even if we start doing commercial farming, who will fund us? Who will give us the capital? Where will we get the capital? We encountered questions like these over and over and over. And we also encountered similar questions like that. And they were asking, where will we get a person to advise us on what to plant at this given season and what to plant on a certain given season? And therefore, we as an organization, we trimmed our program, or we tailor-made our program so that it can fit the questions that our customers or the prospects were asking. And we made our program to look like what they were asking, because now these are the people that we wanted to work with. And these are the women who live in the interior areas. There is no, it's in like the picture that you see here, some of these areas, we call them the arid and the semi-arid areas. The water, the rainfall there is very minimal. So we started making our program to fit women who live in semi-arid areas and arid areas. And we started answering their questions one by one. And one way we answered their question, the question that they have, is taking them through sections that, like the one that we are having in the picture. Through these sections, we started changing their mind toward agriculture, and we started making them understand that agriculture can be a lucrative business. They can earn a living out of agriculture, and they can do something small that can benefit them economically and also benefit their children. And by, we came to realize that our women were embracing agriculture as a lucrative business, and they wanted to do more and more. And therefore, once we saw that they had an interest in what we were training them, we introduced the financial linkages through the financial institutions that offer them small loans, and these loans they are able to pay in terms of what they after they have harvested what they have planted in a given season. With the financial institutions, we have more than 5 financial institutions that work with us, and they offer them small loans at a very minimal interest. And the other things that we came to understand very well is that the rural women are very organized. Actually, in a group like the one that is seated here, in most cases you find them seated like that in monthly basis. Others sit down like that in weekly basis, as they do what we call in Kenya table banking. They put the money on the ground, and one woman could go home with the money and do something, and the next week they will gather just like that and come with the money that they carried home and some interest, and then another person goes back home with the money. And we wanted this journey to be a journey that was answering the main questions that these women were asking. Where will we get the money? Where will we get the market? Who will teach us or advise us? And therefore we incorporated all the stakeholders that could answer these questions, from the companies that deals with the agrarians, from the companies that deal with the fertilizers, the agrochemicals. We incorporated them. And they gave us what we call the advisors, or they brought to us people who could be able to give these women advice per their need. And that is what we call the customized advices. And with that, we were able to help these women, and we were able to educate already formed groups, and we were also able to form new groups. And we were able to take them through a journey of understanding what they are supposed to do in agriculture sector, how they can benefit out of agriculture, how they can earn a decent living, how they can put their children into school, how they can build their houses out of agriculture. And it started becoming a very booming business for women. Today, we have more than 7 value chains, starting from dairy farming, goat farming, potato farming, beans farming, poultry farming. We have so many variations that our women in the rural areas are involved in. And today we can stand and say that we have educated more than 350 small clusters of 10 households to 15 members or to 20 members or 20 households. And all these women are women that has encountered with our service providers in either in training or in financial linkages or either through the market. We offer them the market linkages through contract farming. We look for the companies that are looking for people to farm for them, and we engage our women in contract farming so that they can understand also that they can have an assured or guaranteed market. The other thing that we have been able to introduce to the rural women is about soil testing, which is one of our differentiators with all other organizations that do farming in the rural areas. We have made it clear that you cannot farm with us without doing soil sampling or soil testing, because we don't know how your soil is, and we don't know whether your soil will be able to favor what we want you to plant for this given organization or for this given company.
Wow, thank you, Doreen. Thank you very much. Well, you took up so many challenges empowering the community. So I have one last question. Well, the impact of Ustawi is obvious. So you have done an amazing work. And what is now your dream or hope for Africa?
Our hope for Africa is where we'll be able to see women benefiting from agriculture. We would like women to hold agriculture as a business. And that is why through the Mindset Change program, we do capacity building, and we also impact them with entrepreneurship skills. We would like women in Africa to take agriculture as something that can benefit them and benefit their families. And one way of doing that, or one way of being able to benefit from agriculture, is where we will see women having the skills and having the light skills when it comes to agriculture. And also our hope for Africa is whereby we'll be able to train women across Africa about agriculture from any given country, because from any given country, women are suffering. There is no market. There is no financial linkages for women. Women don't have enough resources to do farming. They don't have support because of gender, and they don't have ownership of the land. And for this, within the groups that we have formed, we have introduced a program whereby women can own land, and they can own land by saving. When they save together, they can buy land, or they can be given a loan by any given financial institution, and they can buy land, and that land they can have what we call the ownership of the land. And with the title deed, they can take the title deed back to the bank. They can be given more money, and that is where we want to see Africa, whereby women are able to transact equally with men. Women own land. Women have enough financial institutions that are able to accept them. Women can access market, and they can be able to sell their products. And we as an organization, what we are offering is a program that in it, there are so many small programs, but by the end of the day, we are able to complete the circuit, whereby we are able to empower this woman who lives in the rural areas 100%, to a point that this woman can get to the market and sell potatoes and buy a car and build a house and do something better and have dignity in the community. Because one thing that we are trying to bring back to the women is the dignity of an African woman. And our future is to see this program being done across Africa, in all regions, in all rural areas. And we would like to see women, because today, if you realize, is that it's like agriculture has become feminine. more women are into agriculture than men. And so if we'll have to feed Africa, we'll have to empower the women, because more than 75% of these women are in agricultural sector, and they are producing more than 80% of the food that is consumed worldwide. Therefore, we need to empower women. And the other way of empowering women is making sure that women have access to water, and water for irrigation. And the easiest way to do that is by building water pans that has the dam liner, so that the water will not get dehydrated. And if this water can be retained in this water pan for 3 months, I can assure you there is not even a single child who will spend a night hungry, because these all women in Africa, and especially in the rural areas, are very hardworking. They are trying to grow even the vegetables. And with a water pan that has a dam liner, we can be assured that there is not even a single child that is sleeping hungry or going to school hungry. Out of these, we have seen millions and millions of children going even to school hungry. And so within our program, we have a school feeding program where whereby we have introduced a feeding program that can be sustained by the school itself. I don't know about other areas, but in Kenya, so many primary schools own acres and acres of land that is not tilled, untilled and cultivated land. And we can use this untilled and cultivated land that is owned by primary schools, by the secondary schools, to feed the school. Because when the children are fed in school, we are fighting malnutrition. We are fighting hidden hunger among African children. And we are able to make sure that our children can get education and they can concentrate when they are in the school. And that is the future, and that is the hope that we have for Africa, whereby in 2050, we'll be able to feed.
So I don't know, Doreen will come back. Sorry, we lost you just a few seconds, but we hear you about your hope for Africa, and also your voice is the 100 voice of women who are living in a rural area in Kenya, and we hear you, and we are very amazed about these very important and crucial and vital work you are doing on the field, on the ground. So we are also very honored to have you as this Stop Hunger Special Prize. And I know that because we are out of the time, we need to close this webinar. But before that, I know that Mouna have a special announcement. Please, can you share a little bit more about this announcement?
Yeah, well, indeed, we wanted to pay tribute to Doreen and her engagement and commitment towards fighting against food insecurity, and also her commitment towards empowering women. So we are extremely proud and happy to announce that we are rating you, Doreen, the Stop Hunger Award for your action. And we have decided also to support you with the allocation of 10,000 euros to allow you to purchase innovative long conservation bags that are both efficient and ecological, and which are created by a young entrepreneur for the farmers in Africa. So congratulations, Doreen. We hope it will help you have a greater impact. We are proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy to this, to receive this award. And on behalf of Ustawi Africa, we are so happy and excited about that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doreen. And Mouna, again, also thank you for this support again and again for this woman entrepreneur, because beyond being personally also involved, I know that you are a mentor for some women entrepreneur in WIA54 mentoring program, but you still continuing building this support for women entrepreneur. And this is also a very relevant and support for Doreen, because storage is also a real issue about agriculture in Africa.
Absolutely.
And also you are joining us in this DNA, mission at Women in Africa, which is connecting also entrepreneurs and to connect Ustawi with this startup doing real innovation for agriculture is really an achievement for us for this partnership. So this is what we are working for, to build this kind of partnership beyond patrons, beyond just giving donation, to do real work and also to have a real impact. So thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, Nathalie, also for being so supportive and also still being also engaged with Women in Africa, and also personally, I know that. So thank you so much. And again, congratulations to Doreen, to Naomy, to Wiatta, and I know that there is a lot again, will and great thing will happen to you with this with your project. And we are with you, we are behind you, we are going to still continue pushing you and to make you shine also. Thank you so much, and all of you for joining us for this Revelation webinar. And I give you a rendezvous for the next Revelation webinar around health in February month. So be safe, take care of yourself, and
thank you, Seynabou.
Yeah. Thank you so much, as they continue to keep us proud.
Thank you, Seynabou. Thank you, everyone.
And thank you also.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all the participants also who send all the encouragement to all of you. And bye-bye. Be safe. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you.
Ciao.